moving on.
Mm.
Uh, let's talk about let's talk about Miss Jada. Let's talk about Miss Pinkett. Miss Set It Off herself. Uh,
You didn't even give her full last name.
she don't even claim her same full damn last name. So it's Jada Pinkett
Smith.
Smith
Shakur.
Shakur Alcina.
I
So
wasn't gonna add. I wasn't gonna add Alcina, but
okay.
golly.
So she got a new book out. You read it? No. I'm on the third chapter.
Well, let me borrow it after you finish.
At first, chapter one, she definitely mentions Tupac. Just gonna put that out there.
There's a shocker.
Hey,
In chapter one, she opens up the book.
She
What is the book called? Are we gonna
Worthy.
Worthy, okay.
Worthy. I'm not gonna speak on this for too long because I haven't finished the book, but what I am going to say is this: that woman need to leave that other woman's fiance alone in heavenly paradise. Leave Tupac alone.
His what? His fiance.
Yes. Okay. So back when they was littler and together, remember when Tupac looked like this? Remember that?
Yeah.
When he was that?
Mm.
Yeah. So when Tupac was dead, Jada had full access to this man daily.
Okay.
This version of Tupac was about human rights, and he wrote poetry, and he wrote a lot of poems about Jada, and
he wrote poems about
he
her?
wrote poems about her.
Ooh.
Put her name in the poem, so it was for her. He was real respectful and everything.
He loved her.
Yo, yeah, he definitely loved Jada. He said it so many times. I think one of the lines was you bring me to climax without even touching me. Like, it was deep with Jada.
Ooh.
He fucking loved Jada. But he looked like
Ooh.
this. Young boy, theater arts. He's in theater arts. He did a lot. He was a regular kid. And Jada had access to him.
He's in theater arts?
Yeah. Like, he was very creative. Like, he was in the real
I didn't know that.
arts.
Okay.
Yeah. Lassane Cooks had a lot going on. That's his real name, Lassane Crooks. That's his born name.
Okay. Teach me something.
Yeah, I'm a Pac fan. His name is not Tupac Shakur.
His name was what?
Lassane, Lasane Crooks. That was his name.
Wow. Okay.
That was his birth name.
All right.
So he was into like theater arts and poetry and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Full access with Jada. Mm-hmm. Jada did pull the trick on this. It's not until Tupac started looking like this. And when he started looking like this, he even said in interviews, when I was polite and, getting the door and holding the door and yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and being respectful, no women would look at me. But the moment I put this across my stomach, this thug life, and start, then all of a sudden.
I'm just kind of, how do you get from theater arts to thug life?
I don't want to believe that this is the reason,
you don't have to
but I said it before. We do everything for women. So if women were reacting to the street look, the lingo, and then once he started doing it and inquired, putting rap with it, and started getting the attention, because when he first started off, he wasn't rapping, he was a hype man. Tupac was dancing on stage. Then he was with Humpty Hump, and they gave him the All Around the World same song. He had a verse on that. It wasn't a gangster verse or nothing like that. It was more party, upbeat, and he did his thing on it, and it went on. He was more of a revolutionary type poet. That's why you got to keep your heads up. The Brenda had a baby. I ain't mad at you. Changes. Those type of songs was really him. That was the real him.
Mm-hmm.
This other rah rah shit, that was just whatever.
Mm.
But the poetry side, that was him. That was the kid that Jada constantly kept passing up. But the moment he died looking like this, now you got so much love for him. Up until the point where speaking to him, and at this point you was dealing with Will, you wanted to introduce him. You know, Pac wasn't really trying to hear that. Oh, why the fuck would I want to meet your man if I want to be your man? Type shit. And like, oh yeah, y'all would have so much in common, and woo 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 woo. And they probably would have so much in common because he was like this, and Will was like this. Pretty sure you got a lot in common. But she didn't want that. She wanted this. So you keep speaking on this man as if he was your man, but when he died, he was engaged to another woman.
Did not know that.
So if I was like, why do you keep bringing him up like you miss him? Stop disrespecting that man's fiance. That woman even came out and was like, she really need to shut up. I don't
She
really
did.
know why she keep bringing this up. Me and that man was gonna be married. You need to, so she just need to stop. She just need to chill. You got your husband feeling inadequate to a spirit that wasn't even gonna be with you because you passed up on him. And that's probably why when it comes out, when they say when Will wanted to marry Jada, the day of the wedding, she was crying because she didn't want to get married.
She said that in the book?
She said that in the interview.
Oh, okay.
So you're crying because you don't want to marry this man. And it's probably because you probably caught wind of Tupac's engagement. Oh, you felt like you should have married him. But you had him.
This is all news to me.
You had him. You had Tupac when he was at his purest form. You cannot tell me that wouldn't have been one of the funnest looking couples you ever seen between Tupac and Jada. They all in videos dancing together, having a great time. This is when he was just so genuine.
I mean, they will look good.
But my thing is, with Tupac had to keep up this facade here to keep her happy. So ultimately, if he had to do this to get your attention, you would have ruined him too. Not just Will, you would have did the same thing to Tupac. In my opinion. Anything you want to say about that?
I don't really have much to say about that. You came with a whole bunch of facts on that.
I'm just
stuff I didn't even realize.
The man you needed. The man you needed. Even though I feel like Will is the man that you needed.
Because he's so patient.
Nah, it's just prioritizing what you need to succeed through life.
That's
Will
why she's
has
still with him.
showed I'm what you needed.
That's why she's still with him.
But Tupac could have also been what you needed. But the thing is, you did not accept him as the poetry friend, the one who loved you without even having you, not even touching you. You didn't take that. So you accepted a relationship for another soft being, someone who's not rah, 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 and you thought it would hit the same because they had similar characteristics. But it don't. It don't hit the same like that. Because they both went off to sell millions of records. They're both platinum artists. The only difference between the two, one never cussed in his raps. He never spoke about gangster activity in his raps.
Well, that's probably why, because he was more of the ideal.
He was clean.
Mm-hmm.
He was clean. The other one was more of a poet. What he said hit stronger. But you wanted the one, even though you knew that to his core, this little boy was full of poetry and theater
Yeah,
arts
but
and all
Will
this other
was
stuff.
more clean cut. He came from a his background wasn't muddy. You know, mama wasn't on
Yeah, but
drugs and stuff like that.
shit. You had Tupac coming from Black Panthers and shit. So he was already, even though he came from more poverty, he was more of a revolutionary.
Yeah, but I don't think she would have cared about that. I think if you're gonna, I think in the grand scheme of things, are you gonna choose somebody who's coming from a very um, muddy background, or are you gonna choose somebody that seems
Jada
like
came from the
everybody
same
is?
background.
Hmm?
She came from the same background.
That's not what I'm saying. Why, but okay, if she came from the same background, why would she want to stay down that path? Or would you come from somebody, or go with somebody who has the same background as you, or would you try to go with America's sweetheart, basically?
He wasn't American. He came from Philadelphia.
Okay, but he turned into this man that everybody saw. It was like all the women wanted him. He was just this wholesome man. He was what everybody wanted to, like, men actually wanted to, because he was just this heartthrob. So
I
if
think
I if
she
she had the
accepted him.
opportunity to say, well, I got America's heartthrob,
Nah,
something that looked clean cut, it
nah, I
looked
don't
like that.
believe it. I ain't buying it.
You're not buying it.
I'm not buying it. What I think it is, they were so similar. Rapper.
Can
Um,
you really call Will a rapper though?
yes.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a
What the fuck you
rapper.
mean? Why you can't call him a rapper?
I don't know. I just never thought of Will as a rapper.
Because you seen him more. You seen him acting more than rapping, but he
No,
started off
I
rapping.
know he did, but it's just like,
Okay. It's rappers right now who still haven't passed Will in album sales. He's a rapper.
okay. Well, I just didn't. I guess I didn't categorize him
Yeah,
as a
he's a
rapper.
rapper. You're gonna give him a that's just like Ice Cube. You gotta give them people they credit and everything that they did.
Well, maybe because I'm like, well, it was just a different rap, but I guess that's probably why I never
Yeah,
really.
but rap was that.
Yeah, I
What
know.
Will was doing was rap back in the day.
Yeah, yeah,
Rap
yeah.
didn't get gritty, when NWA made rap gritty, but
Hmm.
far as you had the Commons of the world, the Talib Kweli's, the Most
And see,
Def,
like, I
the
don't
people who
categorize
was,
them as rappers either.
the
I mean,
people
even though
who
they are.
was rapping positive and speaking back into the culture, the Queen Latifahs, the people that rap like that. Will was of that.
Mhm.
So yeah, you got to count him as a got to.
I guess I just don't. I never looked at it like that. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you got to.
Yeah.
But what I think is when Tupac career took off and he got to moving around and started being on the West Coast more, he became, for the first time, he became out of reach of
Mhm.
Jada. That's why she accepted Will. Because they didn't, basically, from the story go, Will got in contact with her and say, hey, you married? No. You got a man? No. Cool. You with me now.
But I thought he was still with his first wife. I think they were.
Mm-mm.
I thought they were still separate. They were on the way to divorce when they got together.
Either way, that man knew what he wanted. He called her, say, hey, I'm your man now. She went with it.
Hmm.
Now, her crying because she didn't want to get married at the wedding, that's probably the reason why he's in the bullshit that he's in now, because you took somebody in the trenches.
Well, he said that's his best friend. He gonna stand beside her.
Okay, cool. But that's another topic. My thing is leave Tupac alone. That man was engaged to somebody else. You had your chance with him, and you didn't want him. Not like this, but like that. That's how you want him. Okay. So, rest in peace to Tupac Shakur.
I did not know that he had. I swear I thought that was his name. I don't know why.
Saying,
Hmm.
aka Machiavelli, aka Lazane Crooks.